everyone. Welcome to CME Traveling's Daily Coffee Talk. I'm Marsha.
And I'm Curt.
And we're back from vacation. I wish we
Mm-hmm.
were. That sounded way too happy that we were back from vacation. And I'm not really that excited about being back from
I was
vacation.
gonna say I'm still recovering,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, let's talk about it, okay? Elephant in the room.
There's
I
lots
have
of
a
them.
really hard time with this one, but I'm going to try to go with like some compassion here. Person got sunburned on a cruise ship and blamed the cruise line for the sunburn. What could cruise lines do differently that could help people not get sunburns? Or if they do have sunburns, something that could help with them with the sunburns. You can't teach common sense, people. You can't teach it. Okay? You can get all the book sense you want in the world, but there's very little common sense out there. And if you have some, then you're above the rest. That's all I got. I don't know what else to say. I know Kurt's like, yeah, but they could do this. And they...
Well,
No.
yeah, I like to play devil's advocate on some of this stuff, but I mean, the sun's hot.
Mm-hmm.
In the sun, it's hot. It's hot out there right now. I haven't been outside to do anything since I've got back, and don't plan on doing anything other than I went and grocery shopped some. And
Well,
it's too hot.
My first reaction was...
They're giving warnings here.
Yeah, my first reaction was to blame the idiot that got sunburned. Okay? Because you have the ability to get up with your two legs or one leg or wheel to the door to go inside. Okay? There's no excuse. None whatsoever. You know how hot it is outside. You know the sun's shining. And you need to take those precautions, in my opinion. However, Kurt did bring up some good points. And I'll let him share those
Well,
with you.
I mean, I just thought, okay, they could have a daily warning of how strong the UV rays are. Also, what did I come up with? I guess maybe they need more signs or something. I don't know. Places
Okay.
need more signs everywhere.
Check out my question and see what you think about my answers.
Yeah, let's see.
I am fair skinned.
What else did I come up with?
Well, you read the question and you'll know.
Oh well, I meant yesterday I was saying some. Sunburn, is it the cruise line's fault? What could they do to help? More umbrellas and shaded areas. See, we talked about this. We on this previous cruise and on Mardi Gras, there's never enough shaded areas, I think, if you want to be outside also. I mean, we were lucky enough to, in one area when we were in the Serenity, to be in the shade. That's because we picked which side the sun wasn't on. And then we were one time we were going to go to this the pool at the aft, and there was nowhere that there was any shade, so we didn't go out there.
I am fair skinned and I can burn easily, and we use. I know people say that SPF 50 and above isn't a real thing, but I use the 100% or the 110. And I spray it, and I keep it on. I put a rash guard on. I put a hat on. And it's because I was burned before. I have been burned plenty of times from the sun, okay? But I try to use the common sense kind of stuff to make sure that I don't stay in it a long time. And one of the things that we noticed on our Serenity deck on Mardi Gras is that they have the sunshades. So they have the area covered in sunshades.
Yeah, they do.
And then they also have the two sides that they have the shaded areas depending on where the sun hits, right? Because they can't help where the sun hits. And we did stay up there more because on their Lido deck, one of the things I really liked about Vista that Mardi Gras does not have is their Lido deck. Every level, there's no shade except for the bottom level where people are eating on both sides. Now, on Vista, one of their levels was covered. And I really liked that. I was I can sit here and not worry about getting burnt.
On MSC, they have that.
They do.
They have it on MSC also. They have another level where it's completely covered.
Yeah.
And plenty of chairs and stuff like that. But, I don't particularly point out just Carnival on this one.
I'm pointing out any of them.
Yeah.
One of the things that I said that I thought they needed to do, and this is on my list of answers, is when you go into these private islands, please stop making people pay for umbrellas, because you're cheap
sure you have
and
enough.
you don't pay for the umbrella, and then you get burnt, and then you're miserable the rest of the trip. Or they don't have any more available because they don't have enough out there. There's plenty of things I think that all cruise lines could do to kind of help with this, but I don't necessarily think it's their fault that you get burned.
Right.
I just think that
Yeah,
there are things
don't.
they could do to
Right.
assist you with this.
I think there should be, like I said, a warning daily, maybe even a chart or something, whatever level it is where you can be laying out, and to let you know what it is for that day.
And I'll tell you something about that.
The,
My worst time is when it's shady because I'm thinking it's cloudy outside. I'm good, and then you forget you can still get sunburned. I think that's probably when I get most of my sun is when I'm out there like that.
Let's holler at a few folks,
Yeah,
and
let's say good
we have a
morning.
little bit. We can tell you about our cruise a little bit also. We'll tell you just a little bit. We'll get to that. We just wanted to get to this one today. We were going to do this yesterday, and we chose to sleep in a little more. I mean, it wasn't much. We just took that extra hour.
We needed it, yeah.
Yeah, we needed an extra hour yesterday. It hit us yesterday.
Yesterday's when everything kind of crashed.
Yeah, and we got back on Saturday, but
and then we did laundry, a lot of laundry. We'll talk about the laundry later, but a lot of laundry yesterday. Sunday, trying to and get everything prepared for Monday, and then by the time it hit Monday morning, it was like I can't get up. So let's talk to some people. Denise said, "Good morning, Denise, Bone Tire Travel." She says, "I fry in the shade," and I do. I have to be very careful about how much I'm in the sun.
Yeah.
And I do everything I can to make sure. And let me tell you something that is just a tip that I've learned over the years.
Tip.
Just the tip. Spray your top of your feet. I missed the top of my feet one time, remember, and the top of my feet were burnt, and I couldn't wear my shoes. So that's important. That's important.
National Calendar Day today. Happy
Cow
Cow Appreciation Day. There's one. Raspberry Day, freezer pops. You know, the little freezer pops you get and eat. Or
Those little things you push
chocolate
up.
with almonds day.
I like that.
There's your day. Okay.
Okay. Good
Sea
morning,
Leg
Sea
Journeys,
Leg.
first one, as far as I know, popped in here this morning.
Are you hitting me on purpose? Or you
No,
just want me to?
no, I'm sorry. I was just moving. Ocean to Ocean
Good
Travel.
morning, Bruce and
Good
Cindy.
morning. Controversial Cruising. Good morning. Will G. Good morning this morning. Hope you're doing very well. Hope in prayers for all those down in Texas, for them families and the floods, and that was very, very bad.
We did get some sun, Denise. We were outside. We actually went outside. There is a Lido deck. We found out that there was a Lido deck and that you could be outside during the day. We actually went to the Serenity deck when we went out, specifically because of what we just said.
It's in the front part of the ship, and we're in the front part of the ship, so we just had to go up. We just had to go up one level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was shaded.
Yeah.
And it had a pool, had a bar.
But I can tell you now where we spend a lot of time every day. Their pools, their pool in the Serenity was
refreshing.
No, nobody got in it.
It was like
not until they got enough drinks in them did they get in it.
Then they started
was so
getting
cold.
in it.
It was that cold.
It took a long time during the day before people started, and they wouldn't. They would just put their feet in it.
No wonder people got sunburnt, y'all. It was too cold to get in the water. It wasn't cold out here. The water was too cold.
And I want to say this too.
You jump in and jump out.
The gentleman that got sunburned said, "You need water spritzers so that my skin can get some water." Okay, but guess what? Water helps your skin burn quicker.
I picture if this is what they need. They need to go either to the yacht club or that more expensive thing, and then have someone stand over top of them with one of those big leaves and just sit and make sure they're cool.
I would be there doing that. I would enjoy that.
Yeah, that sounds like a yacht club thing to me. Let's see. Bama Nolan, good morning. Sea tripping with Kim and Scott. PK Adventure Travels.
How dumb can you be? I mean, come on. No home training. I agree, Denise. Denise, I had a hard time with this. When I heard it, I laughed. And I
really thought, I didn't think it was real.
I
didn't think it was real.
How are we going to make it? We're going to be extinct like the dinosaurs if people keep thinking like this. I'm throwing that out there. I know people are going to be like, you're being mean, Marsha, but I'm sorry. Good morning, It's a Cruise Life.
Good morning. Also, any fin is possible. I got sunburned yesterday. Caught me off guard.
Yeah.
after 50 years, is there a class
Can I
action
join?
suit I can join?
That's cute.
That's a good.
But
That's good.
we've all been there. We've all, oh my goodness, I didn't spray enough, or I forgot the suntan lotion this time when we went somewhere, and Curt actually got burned on his head one time simply because we didn't spray him good. I mean, it's something simple like that. But I don't blame others for our downfalls, okay? I mean, I just don't think that's a good thing.
Morning, Veronica.
Good morning, Veronica.
Thanks for being with us this morning. Bama says right here.
I never use any cover up, no umbrellas, no sunscreen, and never burned. But now I'm taking medication for my heart. I burn if I get out in the sun. Yeah, that medications can do it.
Mine has a warning of the same thing.
And since I was a child, so I would go to the lake with Grandma, and she'd bring all the grandkids, and everybody else could go have all the fun they wanted, and I'm the one that would get burnt to the point where I couldn't move. And I was so burnt that I would have to just lay still, and somebody'd have to put that aloe vera stuff on me.
Yeah. I've seen that before.
It happened a lot when I was young, and I learned from that. It took a while. All right, it took a while. I was blind.
I've seen the sun poisoning.
I have. When we went camping one year, I went out and played with the rest of the friends that everybody else is fine. And I ended up getting third-degree burns on my back because of it. And it's not fun. A sunburn is not fun.
No, is that your fault?
No, it's not my fault because I was a child. I blame Mom. It was Mom's fault.
I'm just kidding.
But I was really bad about wanting to stay in the water the whole time and not getting out and put stuff on. And it was my fault. But I also burned so easily. I had no business out there as long as I was staying. Danny D, good morning. Thanks for being here
Thanks
this morning.
for being with us. And John Gaylor
John.
John Gaylor said right here, Cabana Boys with sunscreen. There you go. That's your answer for.
I'm signing up. 4-handed massage with sunscreen. I'm right here. I'm right here. Let's do this.
Nobody has 4 hands. I keep telling you that.
No, it's a thing. I swear it's a massage that they offer. It's a 4-handed massage. 2 people give you a massage at the same time. If they want to throw some sunscreen in there, that's fine. Scott McNeil, good morning.
Good
I
morning,
like your picture,
beautiful.
Scott.
I'm gonna say that's a sunset.
Set? I think. I don't know.
Looks good though. Cruising Koozies,
Good morning.
How are y'all doing? Very well.
Yeah, and Denise says she fries in
the sun. Let me see if anybody else had made any other comments about it, or if there's anyone else in here. And then you can start talking. Okay, wait a minute, right here.
I used to burn to a blister every summer when I was a kid. Yeah, me too, Denise. Me too. Now I have to see the dermatologist for things popping up from those burns. I agree with that as well, Denise. And Curt and I used to tan in the tanning bed before we go on a cruise because
you tanned a lot.
And that was because if I didn't, by the time I could go outside one time and get burnt. And I thought if I build up, and tan a little bit before I get out there, it won't be so bad. But then, you get older and things start popping up when you tan, and it's just not a good idea. So I agree with Denise, dermatologist. So now it's a lot of covering up, a lot of spraying. And I do get a little bit of sun because I'm out and about walking on properties and stuff. So I do get a little bit on my arms and this area, but my poor white legs.
I got that farmer's. Let's see, this something they can see. Yeah, look at there.
Allie D says, we have dispensers around town for sunscreen. They look like hand sanitizer stands. My kids park in ice cream shops. Oh, that's a great idea. Great idea.
Right.
Look, everybody forgets. You forget, oh gosh, I forgot to pack it, or I left it in the room. I get it. But I think that's all on you. It's like me saying that it's Carnival's fault that I got drunk every night on my last cruise because I had the free drink package. Number one, that's not true because I didn't. And number two, that's on me. Take some responsibility, people.
But people did win cases like I call them silly cases like
McDonald's
the
coffee
McDonald's
case.
coffee one. The coffee is hot.
The coffee was hot, and you didn't tell me it was hot. Okay.
And that's an old
you didn't
case.
Ask for iced coffee.
I mean, that case goes back to what, the late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, 80s.
Good morning, Kathy Mills. Thanks for being with us here.
Dwayne has a farmer's tan, she said.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, I know we've harped on that a lot, but I just feel like some of this is on us. I agree. There are very few shaded areas on a ship when you go out on the deck. There are.
Yeah, but if you had too many people would complain the opposite way. Not
Well,
enough sun area.
There's nowhere. Yeah, I'm on a ship and I can't even lay in the sun. I know.
Years ago, even at hotels, when I was growing up, they always had that top deck that they, put a balcony around it or something, banisters around it, and people would go to the top deck, and that's where you got your sun at. So,
I'm the type of person. I'm a water person.
Yeah.
I like water, and I'm not laying out in any sun, and at all. Unless there's water for me to get in.
A lot of the older cruise ships, and you think about this, like Mardi Gras does not have a sun deck. All the older ships we've been on about have sun decks. Carnival Paradise has a sun deck.
Yeah.
And
look at what Dwayne says. He says he's in the same boat as me. He works outside in the sun, so his arm and his face get brown, but his legs get sun on the weekends. Yeah, and my legs... I'm not gonna lie, I put stuff on my legs to make them look tan because they were so white compared to the rest of my body. It just didn't look like I matched. It looked like, when you take those Barbie dolls apart and you put them back together on different Barbie dolls, and that's what it looked like. It did. So, let's talk a little bit about our trip. We had an amazing time.
It was great. Now, I'm not real crazy about taking summertime when other people take a lot more people with children and stuff. And we knew what we were. We knew. So I'm not gonna. People just need to. They need to control their kids a little bit more. I mean, like.
Kurt's upset because they had kids running up and down our hallway, banging on our doors.
I still believe. Carnival, the more strict they get, I'm not seeing any difference. And by the way, real quick, something else we want to address.
Wait a minute, before we do that, hit John because he's talking about sun.
Oh, okay. I'll hit John. But you know what I'm going to go.
Yeah, I know where you're going with that. That's why I said hit John.
That's Antoinette. Thank you so much. The Fam Adventures.
Fam Adventures.
And here is John Gator.
He says my wife laughs at me when I do cookouts or outdoor activities, but I wear a wide brim hat with a neck guard.
Yeah.
It looks funny. But I don't want to burn my ears or my scalp ever again. I'm going to tell you, I have burnt my ears before. And you burnt your scalp before.
Are you, okay. Anybody else in here? Danny, let's see. Okay. So, there's another carnival issue. And I don't even know why it's making headlines or anything. But I can tell you for a fact that the wobble played on our cruise ship.
At least three times. You know why?
And by their DJ.
Because one of us danced to it.
Yeah. So I don't know where this wobble being not, and the fan song.
The fans, I didn't hear the fan song, but they did have the fans out there.
They did dance. No, there was some that danced to the dance that goes with it.
Yeah, they did the dance with the fan. Yeah.
But they didn't have them where they wasn't supposed to.
No, they didn't. They were walking down the halls with them. There was a big group of girls that were on probably a bride's kind of thing.
Yeah.
And a couple of them had them, and nobody kicked them off the ship or anything because they had them, and it was no big deal. Everybody had a great time. You can have a great time. And nobody was like, nope, we're not playing that song.
Now, there's a ton. I don't know how much our regular cruise, people that cruise, I know they don't, not very many of them in here go, I don't know when they go, but I mean in the summertime, when families go. But I bet you anything, there was at least 10 different family reunions or more.
Or more.
Yeah, maybe even more going on this ship. And the only thing I have a problem is these families gather in certain places.
Take up all our space.
And you cannot get through. There's people on wheelchairs can't get through. There's a lot of trouble like that. But
what are you gonna do?
You're on.
Okay, so Kurt and I normally, y'all know this, we normally do most of our cruising in the springtime and in the fall time. That's when we do our cruising. So free cruise, had to do it on the holiday. We knew it was going to be busy. We knew it was going to be a lot of children. We knew that summertime is the worst time to go when it comes to big group families and stuff. So we knew what we were getting into.
Yeah, I mean,
and so
I'm just not
to say that, we didn't know what we were getting into. We did. We knew what we were getting into. We inspected it. It was fine. We had a great time.
Yes.
But we just noticed that we were like, you know what? I remember now why we do our vacations when we do. That's all.
That's all it is.
And that's okay. Lots of children, lots of groups. But for the most part, I didn't have any problems with the littler kids. It was little teenage kids that we had the problems with knocking on the doors and stuff.
Okay, real quick. One thing we definitely want to talk, and we can talk about. We got 10 minutes to talk about. Okay.
Embarkation.
We went to Terminate.
Terminate?
You going to talk?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Terminal 3 at where were we at? Carnival. Where were we at?
Pork and Admiral.
Pork and Admiral. Oh my good gracious.
Now you know why you can't talk.
You didn't shut up. Let's see. At Port Canaveral. Now, to get onto the ship, to get into the terminal from where you park at. Now,
let's talk about that a little bit.
All right. So we go to level 3. We're told to go, we let our luggage off. Our luggage gets off. Then we go and park.
On level 3.
Yeah.
Which there's a bridge.
Well, it didn't matter which one. Didn't matter which one you went to. There was a lady standing there where you go to get on the elevators or to walk over across to go into the terminal.
So we're in the parking lot, and she's holding everyone up that's not either
She works
platinum,
for Carnival.
Yeah,
she works for Carnival.
Platinum, Diamond, or Priority. Okay, she's holding them
works
up
for
in
the
the
terminal,
parking deck.
They don't work for
And the more she holds them, the bigger the crowd gets, and you can't even park now because there's people everywhere in this parking deck looking at her like she's crazy. Finally, a supervisor came out and was basically like, "What the heck are you doing? Let these people in." And we went in.
The first group they let in, they let in folks with some priorities and stuff that they had. And
but that one guy came out and said, "Get in here."
Yeah, this was very odd. I even asked her.
Never seen this
she tried to
before.
explain it to us, and people were getting pissed.
It wasn't just people. It was
it was
other
a lot
people.
of folks.
Other people. I was fine, but some of us like to be the first one.
Them other people.
Oh, I know they were upset
I
too.
wasn't that. I just wanted it explained to me. What's the difference in waiting in? I can wait inside there. There was hundreds and hundreds and thousands of seats inside there once I got in.
What did controversial cruising say?
Oh, they're talking about we cruise about the same time.
We do. We miss each other.
Mm-hmm.
Boats passing, ships passing into the night.
In February, I got the Magic. Yeah, that's true. And then you got on the next day, just like World America.
We need to hook that up a little bit better there.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing that was like comical almost, because this lady was there and she was very serious about her job, and she was not going to let everybody else is walking in the door at the bottom, and she's not letting anybody else in. But we made it in, got through
once
very
we got
easily.
through that,
they
that
actually
process,
sent us through the priority line, even though we weren't priority, but there was nobody else there.
That's
so they
because there was nobody inside there.
You know why? Because the lady was holding them all up.
Everybody was outside.
Holding them for ransom.
Yeah.
And so we got through there really quickly, no problems whatsoever. But what was odd to me is they herded us like cattle into these lines. Okay, you have to sit in this row.
Yeah,
you have to sit in this row. And I'm thinking, why does it matter? Because you get called by your number anyway.
I understand people won't fill up places, and but the way they did this,
it was very odd.
They had people standing, like this. They had people standing like this. Okay, now you go right over here.
You have to sit
and you go right over.
here.
You fill in the next seat. Fill in the next. I felt like I was in.
It was like kindergarten.
It was, and truthfully, the way they did it. There's no point in getting there early.
And Curt said, I'm going to go to the restroom. I said, I'm going to stand right here and wait for you. And they kept trying to make me move to the seat. And I'm like, I can't leave. If I move, this man's not going to be able to find me.
And I'll get pissed.
And this man is going to have a conniption. And it's going to be your fault that we can't get on this cruise ship. So I'm going to sit right here till he comes out. But I promise you, when he gets done, we'll go get in the line, okay? And we did. We followed instructions, but we thought that was kind of ridiculous.
Making it sound a little more stressful. It wasn't that bad.
It was just funny.
It just when things are different, you kind of go, why are they doing this? Yeah. That's all.
So we get on the ship, like that.
Yes.
Curt snuck and put our luggage in our room.
No, I didn't.
No. I got to tell you about this.
I did not sneak.
We weren't supposed to do that. But let me tell you what's funny about that. As he went and he snuck, I got to tell him, I'm sorry, you can poke me in the leg all you want. He put it in the wrong room.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He put our carry-on bag with all of our good stuff in it in the wrong room. So I'm going up to the room. I'm like, oh, here's our cards, and he's freaking out. I'm like, what's wrong?
I'm walking behind her, and in the room steward. We just passed him.
Mm-hmm.
We're going down the hall, and we're in forward on the ship. So Marsha's going down the hall. She's looking, and she turns to the right instead of the left where I put the stuff. And I put it in room.
He's freaking out. I'm like, what's wrong? Our stuff's here. Our luggage was here.
I said, Marsha, I put our stuff in the wrong room.
He freaks out. He's running up and down the hallway like a madman. Finally finds somebody, gets them to open the stuff. He gets his stuff out. It was fine. But how funny is that? He put his stuff in the wrong room.
I even put it in the closet. He said, do you know where you put it? And I said,
in the closet.
And because I didn't want to go in the room. The room was... it was ready for people to go into, and I said, well, I don't want to go in there. I said it's in the closet right there, and he walked in and got it out for me.
Okay, so our room was a unique room. It was actually on the side where all balconies were, but it wasn't a balcony room, but it was a large room. I thought it had plenty of room. It had a sofa, which I don't know why, but all of a sudden I need a sofa in our room instead of those little chairs. And we had plenty of room to put all of our stuff, even though we packed 3 times the amount of clothes that we needed for this trip. We had plenty of room in it, and plenty of outlets, plenty of chargers. They had chargers on each side of the bed. Yeah. Nice room.
Now, what's Kathy talking about here? No dogs. There was no dogs. Did we walk by?
No dogs.
Was there any at the terminal?
Nope.
Yeah, there was. When we went to that priority, you were behind me. And I saw people walking in behind us, but they wasn't coming to us. They were going somewhere else, but they had dogs.
Like dogs to
security,
take them? Oh, security. Okay. I didn't see any.
Sniffer
and
dogs.
I didn't see any walking.
But no, I didn't see no dogs on board.
And I can tell you, I also didn't smell the smell that you normally smell.
We
did not have that hardly at all.
Nobody was doing the wacky weed.
The wacky weed was not there as much. So
I didn't. Not that. No. Mm-hmm. Well, we did one time. We cut down the hall.
Yeah, but it was one time.
That was like the first day.
Compared to what we're normally used to. We did have a spa room. We had an elevator that was a secret magical elevator that only we could use to get to the spa. We is in the spa area, not just us. And we really enjoyed
we stayed up on deck 17, and it only went from 17 to deck 5. For where we was at. We got 2 more minutes, Marsha. Let me read what the River Pirate 13 said.
Good morning,
mates. The last time I took a July cruise was in 2015 on Carnival Sensation. Heck, that ain't even around. It was was only time we took our kids. It must have been easier back then. Yes, I do need a butler. It wouldn't hurt.
Yes,
it wouldn't hurt.
I've heard about y'all's cruises
if
you
I could afford it, I would get one. Yeah.
I think we're going to take less cruises and get more butlers. I like that.
We actually have this conversation.
Yeah, skunkweed there, John. We love the spa cabins. Antoinette, we do too. I mean, Curt, and can I tell you this time, we walked in the room. We already had our robes. We already had our slippers.
I wore mine.
Our room was completely clean and nice looking. We had the Elemis spa upgraded, good smelling stuff. And we got our little spa gift.
Our room steward, Brian was
awesome. Yeah, and I'll tell you later what he did to my room later on because it was really special, and I thought that was really cool. Curt hated it, but I loved it.
I don't use the word hate.
He destroyed it.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did.
Anyway, we got to get ready to get off here. Make sure, listen, I didn't mention it earlier, but Jen.Cohen comes on, and I have that set to where you can go right over there to level up today. And we thank all y'all for coming over from Eddie Lugo. We thank y'all from all the shows. I saw Jimmy this morning. Didn't get to speak or anything. I was busy trying to get my eyes to come awake. But I did get to hear just a little bit. That's good to see.
We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow. We always figure we're going to be here. It's
We
just
plan on it.
Yeah, some days it's just hard to wake up. But anyway, we'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you later. Thank y'all so much for being with us today. This is CME Traveling.
Daily coffee talk. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.